Okay, it only took like 40 minutes to get into this game, but we are here. And we've got a Nomad start, we've got Hyper Random, and we've got 8 Kings out there, of which explode. There will be one winner in this game, one story told, one person celebrated till the end of time. Who will that individual be? We will find out. Man, crazy map here. There's 100. Whoa, was this real? There's 522,000 gold. So these gold tiles must have a lot more gold than the average game because it's hyper random. And there seems to be gold everywhere. The players will start with just a few vills. They'll have to decide on their starting spot and then take it from there. And then their kings may wander too far. So keep an eye out on that. Now, this I think is relevant and it's important to mention for YouTube later on. We were delayed by about 40 minutes. Most likely, well, not most likely, just straight up because of an issue that average rye bread consumer was having. So I think Orange is a little paranoid that people will be annoyed with him and says, good luck, have fun, please don't kill me first. I'm like 900 elo and haven't played ranked in forever. Okay, well that's maybe another reason why Orange is a little bit scared. There's also very little stone on the map. There's only 16,000 stone on the map, which is notable. So we've got a couple people who are playing for the first time here today, and then we've got a few experienced ones as well. But let's just start off on the very right side of the map. Here in the green, a player who has played before, Commander Keen. Commander Keen, playing as the Magyars. Not too far away, we have the average rye bread consumer, 900 elo player who, again, hasn't played in a while, apparently. Down here in the south, we have Gaharok. Gaharok, that is actually Gaharok's king. Gaharok's TC is over here. Gaharok, this is their first time playing in a community game. So best of luck to you, Gray. Gray is directly next to Lorhay, long-time community gamer, long-time member of the community. Definitely one of the favorites here, I'd say. Playing as the Aztecs. And then pretty close by, we have Salami. It's a little disappointing to me that Salami isn't in the middle of this 3-person sandwich. That would make more sense. But Salami's playing as the Lithuanians. I think it's also their first community game, or I just don't recall if they played many prior to this. Over here in the purple, we have a name that is really tough for me to say. I feel like we're missing some key vowels here. Lorumpulsum. Don't know if that means anything. Playing as the Saracens. I think this is their first time. And then in the north of the map, we've got Sally, who, like Lorhay, has played many, many times. The Sally is extremely experienced. We'll see if Sally will be trusted. As usually, Sally does a good job at gaining people's trust. And then I think we're missing one more. We got King Jace, their second time playing community game ever. King Jace here in the blue. Apparently, the Lorimpsum, is that Dutch, guys? It's gibberish Latin used when prototyping text on websites, T90. Oh, that! Oh, I definitely knew that. Dutch and Latin, they're pretty much the same thing, right? That's what I learned once. Okay, cool. Wow, look at these people. Like, we've had 2 people in this game promote the upcoming tournament Dave and I are hosting, Wandering Warriors Cup 2. This is crazy. This is not paid advertisement, people. This is wild. Sally did it. Salami's doing it. I think the person who prompted it was Lorhay. So let's go. We're pumped about that. Gray. Gray says, how do I know where my king is? And somebody signaled it for him. So that's always a good sign, right? You're playing in a regicide game and you have to ask the others where the king is. And Gray says, OMG lol, thank you. So Gray did not know where the king was. That's a start. And Gray is going to run right underneath Red's TC. So that's also not something that Red's going to love. Apparently you can eat the horses here. Look at that. Lorhay is eating the horses. So hey, the hay is definitely for horses here. Wow. And Gray apologizes to sorry, Red almost stole your sheeps. Okay, so Gray seems to be a pretty nice guy, but maybe just lacking experience. And you have a couple signs that others are lacking the experience as well here, right? I would expect Lorhay to be in a bit of a pickle here. Like, will this benefit Lorhay that there's lots of neighbors that are lacking experience? I don't know. Sally's always interesting, right? Because Sally might not be the best gameplay-wise, but Sally's usually up there. And then normally forms teams really early. Blue says, hold up, I need to pee. Is Blue going to queue villagers and then leave the computer right now? Let's see. Or maybe Blue's a laptop gamer and is bringing the laptop into the bathroom right now. Yep, Blue just went to pee. All right. Well, it could be a long game. Better to do it now than in the midst of battle later on. So, we'll see how things end up going. There's lots of gold on the map. We've got lots of time to chill here. I would say it's very good for green that green has all this space all alone over on the right side. Could be pretty good for orange as well. So you don't really have to worry about being attacked. But then again, when you're close to people, it's easy to form alliances. And the alliances actually matter. Which is what the 4 players will have over here. Tundra says Sally's diplomatic skills are next level. I agree. And I have read enough YouTube comments. There are a lot of people, every time Sally's in a game, they leave a comment saying like, because if Sally wins, they're like, oh, why is Sally trusted? The thing is, though, Sally typically sets up to fight with allies for a long time. There's not a lot of backstabbing. Now, if this was like a Sir Explosive Hopper or Blue Coffee or someone, then I fully understand you don't want to trust a word that comes out of their mouth. Especially Explosive Hopper after what he did in Regicide Rumble. But typically I would find Sally to be a rather trustworthy individual, and I think that goes a long way. And also, I think that you would want to recognize, like, if you come in here and you haven't played before, you just want any friends whatsoever. It's kind of hard to expect to have them if you don't have a reputation for yourself. So I think people recognize him too. Sally is at work right now, so it's not going to lie, kind of struggling on my work laptop, but I'll try my best, and is speaking to Blue. It says, hey, Blue, nice to have you as neighbor, friends, and Blue says yes to that. So, oh, yeah, Orange has not followed rule number 1 of community games. Rule number 1 of community games is ally everybody at the start. So Orange cannot see anything, really. Orange can only see what they have explored. But Orange is enemy to everybody right now. So if there were to be, sheesh, one person that's a target here, it would probably be average rye bread consumer. I will say this about Orange's name, though. It's not a very threatening name, right? It's not like fire-breathing dragon 27 or something. Not that I've ever seen that account. Average rye bread consumer is not a name that I would be too worried about. And Orange seems confused. Orange says, I still don't see anyone's base. Yellow says ally. Red says ally. And everyone's basically giving Orange a helping hand here. And Sally's already talking to player number 2. Already spoke directly to Blue about being friends. Now speaking directly to Green. And Yellow says, yeah, you need to turn. Unless, of course, you want beef. And Orange realizes the mistake, allies everybody, and says, oh my god, I'm the stupid one today. It's all right. We've all been there. We've all been there. Reminder, the Kings explode. So if any of this, like, I'm still struggling to come up with a name for these 4. I feel like we need to come up with a name for them. But like this very close quarters line of alliances. Ooh, alliances. No, that's bad. Anyways, whatever they are, whoever they are, it would be very dangerous if one person were to make a mistake and go down. Orange apologizes, but Commander Keen is the second player in this game, or the only player besides Sally, to directly talk to somebody and not everybody, and says, sounds great. So we have those 2 at least diploing very nicely. Gray says, just so the viewers know, guys, I only have like 10 wins. The other guys have 100 to 100k wins. Please, ha. Okay, so Gray is trying to gain some fans here and add some perspective. I think Gray... Does Gray feel judged right now, guys? I think Gray is worried about people in the YouTube comments or Twitch chat here judging. And it's just like, listen, guys, don't expect too much from me. I haven't played too much. Ooh, bread consumer goes to Green and says, hey, Keen, I loved the game as a kid. Can we be friends? All right, so for a player who didn't ally everybody, is directly talking to somebody, which is nice to see. Now, is Commander Keen a reference to another game, guys? Remember, I'm not that experienced in other video games, like you guys probably are. Or is Orange just saying I loved Age of Empires 2 as a kid? Don't judge me, guys. I only have 10 wins. The others have 100 to 100K. What game are they referencing? Oh, the literal name of the game is Commander Keen? It's an old 2D platformer, yes? Oh, okay. Alright, cool. Never played it. I like yellow because blue says, is gray trying to flex right now? And then yellow says, you mean geographically or spiritually? Sally's trying to form the Northern Alliance right now. And Orange is really stressed. Yeah, it was really stressful to get this game to launch for Orange. And there's a lot of pressure because the whole stream was being delayed. I had to tell stories about mice, raccoons, and things got a little weird. So I think that there was a lot of pressure when Orange was the one holding it up. So Orange's heart's still beating a little too fast here, I guess. Sally says it's not your fault, unlike me not putting on Regicide, which is true. The first time they hosted it, Sally screwed up. Sally also just screwed up the chat messages, but it's all good. Sally the first to cast Lage, or excuse me, maybe the second or the third, because I noticed that Lorhay is there and Yellow is there as well. So those are definitely the top three. The others are still 2 minutes off the pace. Again, you can eat the horses. I guess if you can't, like, somehow mount and tame these horses, and there's 200 food per, you should probably eat them. But that's not normal. You can't do that in a normal game. This is just hyper random. And average rye bread consumer is asking Keen for friendship. Again, Keen is in a corner. Keen is next to... The closest person Keen is next to is average rye bread consumer, which doesn't seem like an aggressive player. And Magyars are a pretty good civ. I think that the odds are good for Commander Keen here. Aren't just saying again, I loved Commander Keen as a kid. So continues to pass along the information. Yes. That game is loved. So it's not a game, like, is anyone still playing that game today, or is it more of a nostalgic thing? It's kind of weird to say that with Age of Empires, because I feel I feel like you could say the same thing with Age of Empires. Maybe there's Commander Keen streams, and they're like, wait, people still play Age of Empires? But this game obviously has a lot of nostalgia too, but also has a lot of support again now. Wow, lots of chatters here. And I think the most important one is Purple. Purple says, I can help you by slinging resources if you want to befriend and attack. And Sally says, sounds tempting. And Teal says, supporting some chaos from behind enemy lines, I see. And Purple says, yes. Purple says, nobody needs to know and we can work together, but pretend to be enemies. Oh, Purple's first community game. Making some moves. And of course you go to Sally with that, because Sally's going to take you up on that. Sally likes to produce interesting games, win or lose. Says, I'll take you up on that offer. Make sure to get banking. And Sally says, actually bottom score, playing on laptop sucks. All right, Sally, you got your excuses out of the way already. We get it. You guys understand? If Sally doesn't play as good, it's because Sally is at work right now, playing on a work laptop. I like how the laptop is the thing that's holding him back, not the fact that he's at work with things to do. I like it. We, here at the T90 official stream, we appreciate a poor work ethic when it comes to... you know, your job. Just your job. We do want you to value time with friends and family a little bit, but not too much because there's content all the time. So thank you. Average rye bread consumer says, hey, Lorhay, would you like some noobs on your team? I would love for Lorhay to respond yes to this, and then for Orange to say, well, you should team with Sally then. That would make me happy. Gray says, I'm still panicking. Please don't ask trick questions. Okay. But it seems like Purple is trying to join the 4 players who are in the same area here. And again, it would make a lot of sense for these players to all be friends together. What work allows you to download Steam/AOE on the equipment, question mark? Can I apply? I don't know. Like, I guess it depends. Like, maybe people in chat could say. In this case, it is a work laptop. So maybe Sally's technically on the clock. But, well, I don't know. I think Sally must be in an office somewhere. Because otherwise Sally could be on the home PC. That's the power of being IT. Okay. I mean, okay, so here's my philosophy. Now this is... I pretty much apply this with even the 2 editors I work with, right? I don't really care what you do with your time as long as the work is done, right? So as long as you're not slacking and delaying projects past the point of what's acceptable, do what you want. Live your life. I don't care. I've talked about this before. I used to work in a call center for one of the most hated companies in America. And it was a brutal job. Like, it was just... People would see me as the enemy, as nice as I would try and be. And I watched YouTube videos. Like, I'd have someone chewing me out over their bill in my ear. And I'd just watch Age of Empires on another monitor. And apparently some supervisor from another department walked by, saw I had a video game up on one of my screens during a call, complained to my supervisor about it. And my supervisor, like, had a meeting with me where I think the other supervisor thought that I was being scolded. And his name was Peter. Shout out to Peter. And Peter was so cool. He's like, listen, I get this job sucks. You're doing your work as you should. Like, your work rate hasn't gone down. He's like, so I'm fine with you doing whatever you want as long as, you know, like, continue to watch your videos. He's like, but do me a favor. If other supervisors are around, try and hide it so they don't come to me again about this. And that was epic. I got my work done. I got a little bit more, you know, relaxation on the sides. And, you know, I stayed at that job a little bit longer than I probably would have because I was able to unwind a little bit. Now, watching a video is a little different than an in-depth community game. I could still do my job. Sally right now is selecting individual people to type to and saying, hope you didn't want unique units with that stone. I won't have Ballista Elephant. Is talking about trade. Like, Sally cannot focus on anything else, I imagine. Anyways, we're not here to judge. Lorhe's got top score. And Lorhe hasn't chatted too much. Lorhe is Aztecs could be really strong. Like, you don't really think of Aztecs too much in a community game, but think about the potential for sniping villagers with eagle, or sniping, yeah, vills with eagles, but kings. They get siege onager. They get good monks. Now, average rye bread consumer has asked multiple times if Lorhe wants to be friends. And Lorhe, let's see if Lorhe responds to this one. Yellow has not chatted with individual people, I've noticed. Being a little lazy with that, saying purple you mind, but being nice. And kindness is important. But we've got stables here for Yellow, so I think Yellow might be building up some army here soon. Yeah, Peter was an epic supervisor at a really crappy job. And Peter, for those that have heard the chicken story, Peter re-listened to the chicken call because you had the possibility to do that. So Peter and I, at one point, when I told him about it, we went into his little cubicle, put on our headsets, and re-listened to the guy calling me chicken. Good times. Good times. Actually, I ended up, my brother actually worked at another section of that company at that time, and he actually had access, and I had texted him as well. I said, yo, this is the number of the call. You got to go listen to this. Apparently, he shared it around the office, too. So, Yellow is not... I don't know if Yellow is really being the wisest now. It says, like... is talking about what military units to make, but is talking about this with everybody. So... I guess it's like everything's kind of out in the open, so you know you can trust Yellow, and Yellow's not going to be scheming. But I wouldn't want to team with someone who's airing our business out in public, right? Like, I would want some level of secrecy involved. Thing is, yellow's good enough where people are not gonna just turn around and attack the guy because they don't trust him. So he's got that going for him, so. How many subs for you to play the chicken call for the stream? Oh, no, it only existed for review purposes, and this was like over 10 years ago. I don't have a recording of it or anything. That would not be good, so. One thing I didn't mention about this map is there are the occasional little rivers. I can't tell. I guess land units can't walk over this. Because there's a bit of a crossing here. So that could actually affect trade in a pretty big way. Like, red won't be able to easily trade this direction. It's actually going to be pretty inconvenient. Now, I'm not certain on that. It almost looks like certain terrains you can actually walk across there. But let's see. Tina says, why is yellow pretending to be so inexperienced when he's second top scorer? Well, I think you're... I think you're incorrect. Being a good player in Age of Empires 2 does not mean you're necessarily good with diplomacy. Lewis. Dogal. Regicide Rumble. We've seen plenty of examples of people not being experienced with the alliances and the chat settings and all of those things. Or not really even being able to focus on that, right? But yellow is pretty strong otherwise. Grace is sending my donkeys to perp if that's okay. Donkeys? What type of donkeys are we talking about? Gray is sending donkeys? I don't understand. I didn't see a donkey. Again, red may end up trading this direction because the trade is more convenient. I don't know. It seems like you're equally as affected either direction you trade. 190 eco out of a possibility of 200 for red right now, though. And very low military population, so I don't think anyone's going to make a move right now. Are the trade cards donkeys? Well, I think that's a horse. But that's probably what gray meant, yeah. Average rye bread consumer says, I will bring you both a relic as a token of friendship. So saying this to green and saying this to red. Makes sense because orange is between those two. But orange is going to be interesting. Like, I'm worried that orange isn't close enough to green or red to matter. Right? Like, if you're in the trade route, you're part of the squad. But right now, orange is just kind of floating in the middle here. Could be an issue. Gray says, can I mine stone with you there? Never mind, there's no more stone. And yellow says, I ate it all. Actually, my king did. That's why he's so cute, says yellow. The kings are pretty fat. Didn't know they could digest stone. Sally trying to make some moves, eventually. We know this. And Sally's asking players about plans. Sally wants to figure out what everyone's trying to plan on here. We haven't seen Purple send Sally resources yet. Purple offered that early on, remember. Says, tell me the target and what you need. So Purple is part of this other team and is kind of... is going to play against them, potentially. Purple said specifically, like, let's act like we're enemies and then work together here. I like this. I don't know if this is going to work out for Purple, but this is what makes games entertaining here. Norval's asking for exploding villagers today. What do you guys think about exploding villagers on Pilgrim's Nothing later? That could be really fun. We do regular regicide with exploding vills instead of exploding kings and regular villagers. That could be a good idea for the next game, maybe. Yellow still speaking to everybody. And, like, it says all as well, right? Like, it's so blatant. It's not great. And says, so, anyone thought about killing anyone lately? And Sally says, not yet. Lorhay says, not yet, but Sally will be danger. That's always what this game was going to be. It's going to be Lorhay worried about Sally, Sally worried about Lorhay. And Blue, Blue with the dark humor here, says, Just myself. I only want to kill myself. Blue, I hope that is a joke. But if we're talking Age of Empires here, I actually would be entertained if you were to kill yourself on somebody else because it's Exploding Kings. But King Jace is your second community game. You've got a lot to offer here, buddy. And Sally says, we got that first time around. Thanks. And King Jace is anytime. All right. Well, again, the economies are pretty large right now. Military count is up there for green, up there just being 31. Like, I don't think it's unreasonable to have 31 military at 43 minutes. But everyone else has just been as passive as possible. Again, the trade is an issue. T90, be careful about saying that on stream, as I think there's auto flag with it. Yeah, I think there might be auto flag on demonetization and such. Hopefully it's not an issue. I think Jace was just joking. I mean, we talk about killing a lot. Back when I was on Facebook, like, because of the way their platform was set up. Like, if someone said, I hate the Poles because they hate the Polish civilization in the game, they would get banned for like a month. Which was bad because the platform sucked. I didn't really have a way to intervene there and explain, so I felt really bad. But it's kind of funny. Looking back, now that these people aren't banned anymore, the amount of times that people would say they hated a civilization and then Facebook would just be like, get rid of them, is kind of funny. At the time, I wasn't laughing as much as I am now. Beware, team might go Scorps with all those workshops. And this is red speaking to yellow, purple, and gray. Speaking to the team that surrounds him. But then yellow's still just like speaking out to everyone. Ooh, yellow did say Roger that, red. And only said that to red, so that's good. Gray is asking, what do you want me to build here? But yeah, it's interesting, right? Like, I am talking about killing people. And I say that someone killed themselves and exploded themselves a lot. So I guess and it's clearly just a video game here. So I'm very fortunate I have no issues with monetization. Everybody knock on wood. Everybody knock on wood, okay? Knock on wood so we don't like have any issues with that. Lorhay propping up the team. And Purple says, this is interesting because Purple's the one who's already doing this. Says maybe we should get someone to work for us here. Now, if they can, if they start to scheme, I think Purple's going to tell Sally on the other side, right? Gray's talking about going Paladins. Lorhay's just trying to prop up the team to do the right things here. And Lorhay's trade is heading over here to the west, rather. So yeah, it's these four. But then who is Orange trading with? So Orange is actually trading down to red. And Yellow is also trading. Oh no, that's just the pathing. Okay, never mind. Yo, Froggy, what's up, man? Thanks for 31. Bytor, thanks for the 34. Says, I was subbed, but not following till, like, right now. Don't worry about it. Oh, shoot. Well, if I had to choose one, I'd probably prefer sub, man. Thanks for the 34 months. Thanks for the follow. The Burnin', what's up? Hope you're having a good one. Thank you. Donkey for World Domination says, hey, T90, I'm back from absence. Had a few mills to run. All right. I love the name. Thanks for coming back, buddy. Purple's King is on the move. Is Purple intentionally running? Because there's no castles this way. Remember, Purple is low-key planning on working with Sally, which is really bold. It's very risky. Sally's on the other side of the world. So maybe Purple is going to send the king to Sally for safekeeping. There's not a lot of army. Lorhay is saying, I'm ready when you are. And Purple is just going to move to this tower. Okay, that makes sense. It seems like multiple players are just going to mass delete vills so they can make army. Like, red and yellow are definitely going to do that.
Yes.
So they don't have the army now, but they'll be ready. Now, this is a problem. Putting your king inside the castle when you're probably going to make units out of your castle could be risky. Orange is still planning on being teamed with red and green, who are on separate teams. This is like, I don't know, the princess who is supposed to marry someone from the west is in love with someone from the east. Maybe not the best example. I don't know. I just don't think it's a great spot. It might be a really average Disney movie, but I don't think it's good strategically here. And Orange says, hi guys, who might team with yellow? So asking the world who's teamed with yellow. That's interesting. Lol, T90 is arguing against true love. Bold take. I guess it depends. I am not arguing against true love. I am arguing for, in some ways, your love making strategic sense. Not in 2024, but whatever time frame this is, I do actually see the value in forming, a partnership or alliance that doesn't lead to you being dead early. Or your friends dying. I don't know. At least in community games, it's not that serious. We can weaken the trade if we bleep purple, says King Jace. Okay. Gotta love the chat filter, right? Blue earlier talked about killing himself. That was fine. And this is probably if we snipe purple. And it's like, nope, can't say that. Sally says, come again. Jorge says something feels off. I mean, there's just a lot of build up here, as there often is. But once the action begins, look, yellow's villagers, they've caught in a disease, but the king has spread the disease amongst the north of the economy. This was intentional, so they'd have more population space for military. And, yeah, it's going to be paladins here from yellow. 14+5 attack because of a couple relics collected. Sally is Stonewalled. Expecting this. Sally is Khmer, which is such a great civilization in late game. But will blue be ready to support? Will green be ready to support? Green is ready. Sally says, I'm getting antsy. Blue says same. Also, orange is talking about being scared. By the way, I said that phrase. I said I was getting a bit antsy next to when I was talking to Jordan at Spain for Red Bull. And Jordan had never heard that. So if you guys have never heard of antsy before, I've said it a lot on stream. It means you're getting a little bit impatient, or you're feeling a little uncomfortable with the situation. Jordan is a very literal person, so he still didn't get it when he's like, why do people say that? I'm like, it's like if you had ants in your pants. And Jordan was like, oh, that's weird. But yeah. I can understand why that phrase would be weird if you're not used to it. Sally says, better to die fighting than to live like cowards. Let's go! Sally says, let's do this, team. I mean, Sally's going to have his work cut out for him. It could end up being a 3v5 here. Sally's getting the team to go to work. Here comes Yellow with a whole bunch of paladins. And Yellow says, yo, Teal, let's fight. Is he asking Teal to fight him? Like this is a battlefield? Oh man, Lorhe's brought a bunch of monks. What's up, Ducks? He says, the ants in my pants told me to resub or else they'll bite. Also, welcome 13 months back on Twitch. Congrats on the ants in the pants there, Ducks. And thank you for the 82 months, excuse me. It's crazy to think it's been a year since I've come back to Twitch, huh? It's been a good year. Okay, so Sally accepts the invitation to fight. That's kind of funny how Yellow did that. It's pretty on brand for Yellow, though. Yellow has made everyone very much aware of his intentions all game. And here we have it. We've got Khmer elephants, not quite fully upgraded, but still, they're elephants and they're elite. And they're strong. And they're going to engage against the paladins. Now, they would eventually beat the paladins, especially with ballistas and pikes in queue. But here comes Lorhe, and Lorhe is about to convert these elephants. So really well thought out from Lorhe to know that he's up against elephants. The weak point for anyone going elephants is always monks. Because they turn your strength into a weakness. They gain all that HP that you worked so hard for. And nice job there from Lorhe. I think Orange is still trying to decide what team to fight for, right? Is Orange going to fight for red? Is Orange going to fight for green? It seems like Orange is going to fight with green because Orange is talking to him. I really think that that's going to be uncomfortable for Orange. Orange does not want to pick a fight with top score Lorhe, but might have to. Eventually, you just have to make a choice. Now, Magyar Hussar, or sorry, just Magyar Cav Archers really change this. They're going to destroy the Paladins if they're in this big a group, and they can also take out the Monks. So I think eventually this is going to end up being fine for Sally and fine for Commander Keen, but not an easy situation as even stables are getting converted. And Lorhe calls out that green is also turned. So yellow understands, red understands, but the others are still trying to pick a side here. And Gray says, sure, Sally, you can pass. I feel like Gray doesn't seem too interested in being crazy enemies with Sally. And now look at Purple. Purple is going to go over to Orange. Orange just wanted someone to talk to. And these two are going to talk across the battlefield to each other right now. Pretty amazing how fast the carrier pigeons are delivering messages these days. Must have been an upgrade in the technology there. That's a long distance to travel. That's also a lot of Scorpions here with the Celts, guys. The recent change with Scorpions being benefited by ballistics for all civs, I actually think that has some real potential to be overpowered. I was really surprised the devs did that. I think we're about to find out. Purple says, careful, yellow. Sally's going for you. And Sally didn't say anything about that. But maybe Sally was making... Oh boy. Sally with the place. Blue sees it. Blue is here to escort. This is epic, dude. Sally says, hey, Perp, this is not for you. Don't worry. And now he's going to yellow. And he's saying something. Guys, he might be able to kill yellow. That's a lot of petards. Let's go. Yellow runs. And Sally from his work computer misclicks. No, he misclicked it. No, disaster. Oh, if only he would have quit his job, he would have got the king snipe. But they're still here. They're still here. Gray is here, I assume, to defend. It's actually in Gray's castle. And I think that yellow is going to end up being okay. There's Arbalest here from purple as well. It's very suspicious right now. And Gray is actually friends. Maybe he wants to maintain friendships with some of these people. Meanwhile, the Scorpions and the Cav Archers are owning over here. All right. Orange has turned on red, which is a big deal. We weren't sure how that was going to go. Scorpions are getting converted. Man, Lorhe is going to have carpal tunnel after all these monks here. It stresses me out to see someone have to click monks so frequently, but he's done a good job so far. Also, he's raided with a couple of Zalata warriors, which the Aztecs can produce out of stables they convert. Gray says, sorry, thought you were attacking me with blue. I panicked. So Gray is apologizing to Sally for that situation, which is hilarious to me. Gray should hate Sally because Sally just tried to kill his friend Yellow. But I think Gray, it's his first community game. He really likes Sally. He's bottom score, and he doesn't want to lose. Sally says, Gray, you protected Yellow's king. He was the target all along. And then Gray says, then I'm a good guy. Ooh, okay. So, yeah, I was wondering what would happen there because it seemed like Sally was upset with Gray. Maybe Gray would apologize, but I think Gray does not seem to regret that he defended Yellow. And honestly, it makes sense to defend Yellow. What they're not doing, though, is they're not fighting with Yellow and with Red in this battle. Yellow says, nice wall, Gray, seriously, which kind of seems like sarcasm, but I think he's being honest. I think he is being serious. And, I mean, if they break through this wall... Blue is now through, actually. Blue is still allied with Red. And so he can run through the gates. Oh, big problems for these two. Sally just tells the three that have fought very well together now. Remember, they do basically have orange fighting for them as well. So it is kind of 4v4. Just told them that Gray is out. Gray says, talking only to you, Sally. I can't let yellow die. I'm right next to him. Which is fair. And then here these scorpions are being targeted by the siege onagers. The scorpions have 8 range. The siege onagers have 9. Siege onagers should be able to splat them, but the scorpions could also take down the siege onagers if you're paying enough attention. Sally says that makes some sense, but no one was enemy to you. You would have been fine. So Sally is letting Gray know what he thinks about Gray defending his ally. But Gray, I think, needs to make a decision here. Like, Gray, are you friends with Sally or are you friends with Yellow? Because they're not the same. And it's only getting more and more painful for the team right now. Speaking of pain, Green, careful. Comes in with the siege onagers. Is going to try and snipe the siege onagers. I think Lorhe is going to eventually just die to this. There's way too much army here. Here comes Yellow, though. Sally. Actually, I like this from Gray. Still his first community game, since I saw enough commie games to know. And hold on. Can these Cav Archers escape now? Or are they trapped by the berries and Sally's army? Those siege onagers... Oh, God! They are way too close to the CA. You got to get out of here, Green. Holy crap. Sally's saying Gray is lost. We're not going to be able to team with him. Lorhe's got more stuff to worry about on this side. That's what he's distracted by. But the siege onagers are getting closer, and Green isn't moving, and the siege onagers flatten the CA, and now Gray comes in to save him. And Gray is officially lost for Team Sally. They're absolutely right about that. And Green loses every single Cav Archer to the siege onagers from Lorhe. That was sick. He's still losing ground on this side, Lorhe, but he can shift his siege onagers over here. And so they've got Frankish paladins, they've got Lithuanian paladins, and they've got the Aztec siege, and they're holding. Now, purple has Mamelukes, and then blue, I think, was going to try and snipe purple right here with petards and halps. Sally says, we are 4v3, should still be okay. Well, technically, they're 4v... I see. He's saying that because of purple not helping. So he's saying they have 4. And Sally says, purple anything. And I think purple just wants instruction. Purple hasn't been asked to do anything, and I think purple is waiting for that. He says, sure, against red. He seems more than willing to fight for Sally here. Yes. And orange says, I'm fighting red, but I can't hold alone here. The micro from green continues to be pretty good considering. I mean, it wasn't good moments ago, but still. And Gray says, blue is killing me. Yeah, blue did attack here. But I think Gray will probably be fine against that. This is never mind, false alarm. Dot says, can we pause the game? I need to get some snacks. Sure. Yeah, let's just pause this for 2,000 viewers because one person needs to get some snacks. That seems logical. No! I mean, we did actually pause. No, I'm sorry, my friend. Turn the volume up and hopefully listen as you grab your snacks. I don't know, guys. Like, the trade pathing here is a real issue for Lorhe's team. The trade is pathing right in where orange is pushing it with scorpions, so the trade is going to be affected. I don't know how focused they are on that, but that's how you beat them here, is you camp this area, camp their trade. The other team's trade is not affected. There's an army back here. I think blue again was trying to be sneaky, and it got spotted. There's a lot of reactive play from gray, trying to clean up raids. A lot of reactive play from red of all these armies coming in. It's a stable flood of Celt Scorpions, Champions, and Magyar Cav Archers. It's 2 people all the time on red, and that's before you even factor in the Sallies here. And what they really need is they really need purple to fight for the squad, and purple's just not. I think, like, purple is allowing the others to have success. And let's see, does Gray spot this little sniping army? Gray doesn't seem to be experienced enough to call purple out for not fighting. Purple is the snitch. Purple is betraying the team, essentially. And, oh, man, that took a long time for Sally to build up those petards. That gets sniped. Nice shot from Gray to notice it. Maybe Gray will actually bust in and make a move into the walls here of blue and teal. Now, here, hold on. Here we go. Moment of the game, right? This is what we just talked about. Gray noticed. It says, Purple, help against Sally, please. Because he wasn't fighting Sally here. I think Gray has watched a lot of community games, and I think Gray will actually tell Red that Purple's not helping soon. I think he's about to be called out. Red apparently has to worry about his king here. There is a random trebuchet going for the castle where his king is. Lorhe just continues to lose ground, and Lorhe, I don't think his stockpile is that... Okay, never mind. It is 30,000 gold, so his stockpile is incredible. Don't ask me how. He's just been losing units nonstop here. But he's got great eco. King might eject from the castle and run into the battle, but the Treb is being converted. And the king is now on the move. Okay, he just noticed. So he's going to run away. Sally is maybe disappointed with some of the progress, but look at these scorpions, guys. Commerce scorpions are crazy now. 9 range, plus the extra bolt, and now ballistics. I think full scorpion can even work against 4 or 5 siege onagers. And purple is going to turn on green. Purple's also transporting stuff. Like, he has a sneaky plan for blue. He really seems to be friends with Sally, not necessarily everyone else. And purple's in the middle. I don't fully understand it still, right? Purple's certainly made this game interesting because it hasn't just been a 4v4. But I'm waiting to see if it ends up being a good move for purple. Because purple's just hanging out, basically. It seems to be attacking blue? Yellow? Who is purple attacking right now? Attacking blue. Okay. Well, that does end up helping. That ends up hurting Sally. But it also makes purple seem like he's part of this team that he's trading with, which is kind of an important thing. Now, there's the Arbalest army. I think that will not be enough to end up killing blue. Blue also seemed to notice this sneaky move from purple. And it was also signaled, and Sally noticed it. So Sally might not really trust in purple much longer. Purple saying sorry to yellow right now. Because yellow says, purple, go teal as well, please. Okay, so yeah, purple's getting called out. And has decisions to make. I mean, with this act of war against blue, I would say purple, you might as well just team with the people you're trading with at this point. Make it a true 4v4. The Mamelukes would change the fight as well. As you can see, the Mamelukes not so good against the CA, maybe? If they're not fighting appropriately, but yeah. Crazy battles here, guys. What a hold from Red. Again, trade is still a big issue here. But it's still flowing, and he still has gold, and he's getting conversions. It's a tough civ to play with the Aztecs, but he's played them well. And green gets a forward castle down. Someone says purple is getting on my nerves. But I think purple's tried to be the one everyone talks about, to make it interesting. But purple is kind of sabotaging both teams now. And another petard group gets sniped by purple. That's so funny. But remember, he's never been friends with blue. He just made a deal with Sally. Oh, man, here we go. This is a big fight. Gray's got 100 paladins here. More like 75. Blue's got Cavalier. And these are Sicilian Cavalier with extra armor. Also Halbs. And there's also elephants here from Sally. And purple now turns on orange as well. So the only person that purple hasn't turned against to help the team would be Sally. Right? I think so. So it's starting to shift more into that 4v4. Now, if it becomes a straight-up 4v4, I think it could be really good for Team Lorhe because they basically just gained an ally out of nowhere in purple. And they've held otherwise. But, I mean, they still have lost significant portions of their trade route. And Gray seems to be struggling against 2 here. So, everyone's still in it, guys. We haven't had anybody die off yet. The Kings will explode if somebody gets sniped. We've had a mix of experience levels here. We have super experienced community gamers. We've got low elo people who haven't played ever. A couple people in their 2nd or 3rd game. It's been a big grind. Crazy grind so far. And again, Purple getting asked for help. Now, Purple is out there with units. But Purple, I think, is just... I think part of it for Purple as well is not just the alliances, but just not maybe quite as strong as some of these other guys. Like, seems very reactive to Blue right now. Needs to make sure Blue doesn't snipe him. And then not able to focus on this at the same time. I guess Purple's got 80 army. Yeah, so Purple's fine. We can actually switch to the military map. Might help us spot things a little bit earlier. My capture rate is lagging a little bit, which isn't great. I guess it's expected with such a crazy map. But sorry about that one. Yeah, this is going to be a real long one here. I mean, I've seen games like this before where it usually just ends up being the 4v4 team that wins. They kill off the entirety of the other team. And then from there, they maybe pick themselves apart. But what a game. What a hold from Red. Crazy. Really good job from him. He's got crazy kills here. And always has solid military numbers. What a great job from Gray. Holding against 2 people on his own. Always has 75 paladins every time I look over here. Yellow as well. Lots of army. What they need is they need siege to take out these buildings from Sally. Sally, by the way, has more petards and cav archers in that castle. Those going to continually go for sniping attempts. What's up, D-King? Welcome. I think Purple is aware that he's still allied with Sally. I think that's still part of Purple's long-term plan. You could tell Purple's got some units left over he needs to send to the middle. Yellow as well. Like, things just you kind of lose track. I think Yellow's probably just looking at this paladin army. The main thing I just keep coming back to is this crossing on this river is still the trade route for Sally and team. So you don't necessarily need to break these guys. You just need to stay in this position as long as possible and snipe that trade. Because trade is everything. Nice job from Green to snipe most of the trebs there. Sally just researched treason. And we know Sally has the sniping force. He's going to try again. Guys, he was so close to sniping Yellow. Like, maybe he could have sniped or should have sniped Yellow before. And Purple just got signaled by Gray. And Purple's going to come send support. Eno says, if you're interested in pronouncing Sally's name, the L-Y is pronounced as the Y, and yet... Yeah, I'm aware it's like... It means like cheese cat or something in... What is it? Hungarian? I've called him Sally for 5+ years. It's not going to change. He's Sally now. So I'm probably saying it wrong, but... It's, he's Sally to the community from here on out. Sorry. Sorry if that sounds too stubborn. I think the full name, Sally Maxka, I think it stands for something like cheese and cat, right? Could someone look it up? I forget. Sally's a good guy. He's played a grindy game, but he wants those snipes. Where is the sniping army? Oh, it's been found! Oh, no! Unfortunately for Sally, and everyone who's tried the petard techniques... The petard techniques work when you're backstabbing. They're not great to just march into someone's eco in a 4v4. I appreciate them trying to get the highlights, but still. And Blue says, I need to finish off Red. Yeah, if they can finish off Red, Red's their best player, they win the side. So it's like, do you want to cut off the head, or do you want to start with the legs and the other limbs, right? I would consider purple to be like a... I would consider them like to be the left leg. And then maybe the team will be a little less stable if you take out purple. But purple's tough because that's Mamelukes over there. Purple is the elbow? Don't call him an elbow. That's not fair. Red is definitely the glue that is holding this team together. Gray has done a really nice job, though. I think if purple and gray could coordinate and just fight together consistently, I think Mamelukes and Paladins would do really well here. Yellow is coordinating with red pretty well, and oh god, the siege onagers continue to be a problem for Commander Keen. The siege onager control and the monk control has been crazy from Lorhe. It's been really strong. And I'm just waiting, like, they need, I guess, to get the trebs up again. They need the mass to be able to take down this base. They got to push the people's bases more than anything. Orange's king is actually over here. What's wrong with elbows, T90? It's a compliment? You think it's a compliment? Well, Link, have I ever told you you're such an elbow? You are the most elbow individual I've ever encountered. Yeah, see, that didn't feel good. Me calling you an elbow. Don't act like it's a compliment. No one gets called an elbow and says, oh, that's a pretty nice compliment. Oh, nice. Okay. Gray tried to get deep into the economy, maybe. There's still walls. That's what makes it tough to eco-raid. But there will be an overchop over here, and Gray snipes a lot of those scorpions. Sally says, okay, Gray almost got in. I mean, there's warning signs. And Orange says, trade killed, now they will kill me. I don't think he means they lost their own trade. I think he means they killed their trade, and they're going to be angry because of it. Let's look at stockpiles again. Yeah, so the amount on gold is still pretty high for red with 10k gold. But, like, wow, purple's got 40k. But orange has a lot of gold. I mean, the other team seems in better spot in terms of trade, which should matter. But yellow and red are pushing deeper into orange's economy than they ever have. And the support is needed. We have blue researching treason again. He might end up making a run for it. To me, it seems like yellow and red are just slightly better players. At least like Lorhe's... I don't know, yellow's consistency with the military follow-up is amazing. And then Lorhe has always done a pretty decent job to protect the siege well, so... If you have a player playing Aztecs who can't use the siege onagers well, you'd have bigger problems. But Lorhe is a beast. Even converting the elephants, healing up with the monks. Look at that. Converting more elephants. Only thing I'd say is that he needs more trebs here. But guys, big things are happening here. Big things are happening, and blue almost snipes purple. Blue almost snipes purple, and purple realizes maybe I shouldn't be in that tower, especially because it's relatively forward position. Purple's going to run away. Blue and purple, they've been like the side battle because they have gone for each other multiple times. Smart from purple. It's good that you get a second chance here. A lot of people don't get that second chance. He gets to back away into his base. I'd get towards the corner if I could. Also, what's happening here? Orange, tell me this was not intentional. Is Orange worried about losing his king here? So he's gonna run here? Bro, bro, don't run into the opponent's trade corner with the king. Ah, they want to understand the enemy's trade secrets. That's what it is. That's why you send the king there. Big siege onager shots from Lorhe, who's continued to, just with this one treb, chip away at the castle from green. Oh, man, that stresses me out, dude. Having your king there, and you're going to attack from this area, and then they're going to notice it. Like, you can't even escape easily because there's a red wall. Oh, man. That's like, I don't know if rye bread does that to your brain, but that is not a wise decision, in my opinion. Blue making another run for it, trying to snipe somebody. If they kill somebody, someone else might die in the following explosion. Yellow's king is still in Gray's castle. So yellow won't get notifications about this, and gray got distracted by some of the remaining cavalier there. There's a chance that yellow gets sniped. Wait, where did it go? Oh, yellow's running! Yellow noticed it and ran immediately. That's actually sick. And blue didn't notice. I barely noticed. So, okay, this gives time for gray to get here. It gives time for purple to get here. And blue will lose the army and not get the king again. Green still hasn't lost his castle. And Sally's now here in support with scorpions and some more elephants. And they will actually hold. What a game. What a game. Average rye bread consumer says, guys, I'm kind of dying here. And Gray says, I thought we were all friends. There's no friends in war. Blue transported petards across the water. Epic. And Gray seems confused. I don't think Gray's actually confused. Gray has had a really good game. The Paladins seem to just be strong for this team in general, right? The northern team doesn't have any Paladins. Looks like blue is going to send some food over to Sally to keep Sally propped up. And what a turnaround here from green and Sally and orange as well. Big progress here against Lorhay. Lorhay doesn't have the siege onagers. Will lose the trep. Will not take down that castle. He's been firing forever. And you could tell yellow just stopped producing military there for a moment. You guys want to see blue because blue is doing sneaky stuff. What is blue doing? I didn't hear blue say anything. I mean, the transports. Blue, you maybe produced a couple additional transports than you needed. I guess he petarded through at one point. Maybe that's what I looked away from. How much wood is on this map right now? Oh, God. There's only 170k. I didn't think about that. Blue's also got... Hold on a second. Blue's got stables over here. Orange would kind of be cornered. It's still crazy to me that Orange's king is here. But I guess they're making progress here. Red will never expect that. Is blue going to snipe orange right now? I think blue is going to consider sniping orange. Unless he wants to raid the trade. Well, there's no trade here anymore. They moved the markets back. Blue says, I think I take one for the team. Wait, does that mean he's going to sacrifice his king in someone's base? No. You're needed for the team. You've got 4k gold. Just add more trade. You're fine. He signals and says 3 kings here. And Sally says the situation is not that bad. We are winning here. Reminder that blue is the one who jokingly said that the only one he thought about, you know, offing was himself. And the team is like, listen, bro, we need you. Don't do that to yourself. We would prefer you live than sacrifice yourself for the team. Nice shot from Orange. Gets in close to the siege onagers. Nice siege onager shots. Yeah, Blues, they're just going to try and flank Lorhay from this side. Guys, I think the end might be near for this team. Like, oh my God, we got Sally making a move again. The king is no longer here, which is so disappointing. He just continues to try the YOLO moves. But Lorhay is losing a ton of ground. Yellow doesn't have the number of paladins he once had. Maybe he can step it up. The elephant mass is there again. There's scorpions in the mix. You've got raids from blue. Yeah, this is the type of stuff that ends games. You're sniping like villagers and getting into the back of the trade. Red's not going to be able to hold from this on his own for much longer. He does have a big ball of siege onagers for now, but it's expensive. Gray says, purple, can I hide at your base? I'm out of castles. Oh, Gray, don't go to him. Purple has not been truthful for you and the team this entire game. Something tells me Purple is going to call Sally about that. Purple's been a little rat for the team. Let's be honest. He's been a rat. Now, he has been helpful for the last 30, 40 minutes, but like he has been fighting against Blue and been fighting against Sally every now and then. Actually, no, he's never fought against Sally. He's always been allied with Sally. All right, so there's 2 kings in that castle now. Pretty wise from Gray to need to hide, right? Because Again, as he said, there's no castles. Yellow's king is inside of red's TC. Now, here's a question. If you are purple, can you click red's TC and it tells you it's yellow's king in there? Because you're all allied? I don't think it works that way, right? Lorhe. Oh, man, his king is in this castle. Okay, he moved it. Lots of harsh words from chat today. Someone called someone an elbow. Now we have people using the word useless. I think Gray has been very active on the field for his team. Oh, and purple's in the trade for the team. Obviously, you have some experience differences from here or there, but this has been a 4v4. The king is stuck on the monastery. He got stuck. And blue is going to go for the snipe here. Lorhe survive. Oh, man. He just gets there. Just gets to the TC. But the warning signs are just growing more and more obvious here. Now, if Lorhe were to die here, it would probably kill yellow, because yellow's not too far off. Gray, the defender of the north, continues to defend from blue's push, which has been constant. Not easy to do that. Red is going to run now. But he's losing his base. They need, like, the only thing I could suggest for them to do, and it's probably too late, they really need to convince someone on Sally's team to turn. That's what they need. Or they need, like, a crap ton of army from purple out of nowhere. Purple's army count is high. It's at 90, but... like, he's got 50. I guess he's split on where he wants to be. Maybe some of that army is yeah, a lot of that army is actually still back home. Maybe in some castles. It's hard to gather everything up together. And, hold on. Red says, it was an honor. Gray says, no. Yellow says, you're a beast. And I think red is going to give himself up soon. Yellow is in. No, yellow! Yellow! It was in red's TC! Yellow's dead! Yellow is dead! Yes. So yellow's out of the picture. There will be a big explosion at the heart of this team. This will affect gray. This will affect red's eco. Red is still on the run. Let's see what happens here. I don't know if yellow knew anything about that. But finally somebody dies. It took a very long time. It took a lot of effort to get to you, yellow. Salutes to you and well played. There's the explosion. It doesn't kill anybody, but it definitely hurts the chances for red because it was already looking bad for him. And I think Lorhe feels as though there is no chance now except for him to sacrifice himself to kill someone from the other team. Now, how he does that, I have no clue because they're so well fortified. I think it's going to be a desperate measure here. Gray says, Perp, you seem like you know what you're doing. Good luck. What does that mean? Does that mean Gray's going to attack him? Oh, Gray wants to leave. Gray says, shit, I have no market to send tribute. Hold on. Wow, so Gray is actually going to send purple resources and also sacrifice himself. Gray doesn't think he can do it either. He says, it's over for me. But I believe in you. So all of Purple's teammates that he didn't back in the early stages of this game are now talking about how much they believe in him as they're dying. That's pretty comical to me. Purple might be really regretting not supporting his team. Here goes Red. Here goes Red. He's going to get pretty close to Sally here. He's going to get really close to Sally. Oh, man. Maybe close enough where something happens here. Will they know that they killed him here? Okay, Lorhe's dead. Salutes to him as well. Also salutes to Chapa Chow. Thank you, or Chapa Chaiko. Thank you for the gifted subs. Okay, King is here, guys. That will kill him. It's actually in a tower behind the castle. Can he actually escape with it? If you hide your king in a tower that you can no longer see or click, you might not actually be able to escape with it. You would need to hotkey your king. Sally is dead. Sally is dead. Lorhe has killed him. What a crazy moment. I didn't think Lorhe would actually have a chance there. And I'd be curious on the perspective from Sally. Now, he might need to go right back to work. because he's currently at the office. But Sally, let us know if maybe you knew about that and you couldn't select your king. Because that's kind of new meta there to put it in the tower and hide the tower. But Lorhe was a favorite. Sally was a favorite. Gray is like... Gray was going to off himself. And, you know, sent resources to Purple. Gray has, like, nothing left. Purple's in an amazing position now. But let's see if Gray stays around or what happens. Yeah, I guess you'd have to delete the castle there. So now, like, the trade is wide open for green and for blue, and they don't have the heart of their team. Orange sends some resources to blue. Purple says that's probably end for me too. Purple, you're rich. You just inherited everyone's money and land. What? I mean, don't you go committing suicide now. But maybe he doesn't think he can do it without his boys. Sally says, let's go Team T90 salute. Strode says, new meta. I've been doing that since the Voodly days. So Strode, in Regicide Rumble 5, I'm aware of that being a meta. So it wasn't actually quite what happened here. But there's a way we saw in Regicide Rumble 5 where you build the tower in a position where you can't even see the tower. And I had never seen that until Regicide Rumble with Kingston. I think you could see the flag from the tower there from Sally. Ooh, purple. See, this is what every rich person in the world wants to do. They want to watch the world burn. The world is their little sandbox. Purple with 70k gold says, I'll send 10k gold if you snipe blue. I don't have more. So purple is going to pay these two to turn on each other, essentially. And remember, purple has hated blue because he and blue had multiple engagements throughout the game.
Yes.
Is asking if green is interested. Would you take the deal if you're green? Wow, purple even with the terms. He says 5k now and 5k after the job is done. Okay. All right. Green says deal. Now he says, okay, gimme. Also, Gray just sent resources to a dead player. Gray. He forgot to change his will. Oh, no, the government. The government has inherited his wealth. Oh, update your wills, people. What are we doing? All right. Well, I mean, Gray still got a king. So he's still alive. He says, Perp, if you could tell me where the king is, I'll snipe. So he is asking Purple to research treason to give him a king location so he can commit suicide. This is confusing. Orange now turned on blue, which I wasn't expecting. And blue is confused. I don't know if orange tried to do that. Maybe orange sees the stables from blue and is suddenly paranoid. Guys, all sense of this game has just been flipped on its head. It doesn't make any sense now that Sally and Lorhe are down. It's like they lost the team captains and they don't know how to go on without them. He says, I'm so sorry. I tried to enemy Gray and it didn't work. Sorry. Similar colors. Well, I don't consider Gray and blue that similar, but maybe there's some color blindness issues. I think they are allied again now. Okay. Okay, Gray is on the move. We knew Gray was going to do this. Gray's got 140 army to escort the king as well. And he's going to go for blue or green. I mean, he's got a massive army attacking green right now. So I would just run there. But how likely is it that Gray's king just dies to a random unit that's been left in the battlefield while it's on its way? Gray's final words, potentially, I'll splinter cell blue's ass. And then he's worried about castles and towers and all that. Green is coming over here. I mean, Green's going to lose this castle. Like, Green's not in a great spot. Green will probably defend from that. And Gray is going to try and make a move. Is Purple going to win this game? Like, Purple's got crazy resources. Remember, he also offered 5k gold. Did he send the gold, guys? Did you see it? I actually forgot about that. To me, it doesn't look like he actually sent the gold. He did? Oh, he did send it. Okay. And then green never did anything? And is that why purple is now telling gray to go explode green? Because I think green just scammed him. I think green took 5k gold and then hasn't done the job yet. T90 blind. I'm tabbing up. I didn't see it, guys. But I think green is interested.
Yes.
He says, and then we take down orange. Gray sees this and knows that he will never be able to get close to blue's king. So I don't know what he's going to do now. He might shift focus to green. But that would be tough too. Purple arranged the deals simultaneously. Oh, okay. Don't worry, he will go for blue. Yes, go for blue then. Oh. Simultaneous deals. I mean, purple was the one, really the only one who wanted to do some backdoor deals since the start. Let's see if gray could make it. This is going to be tough. Basically, you hope at this point that someone hasn't researched ballistics for their castles. I don't know how you're going to... there might be a path somewhat deep into the base. Oh, just passing, just passing, just passing. He used the halbs as a distraction. And he's going to get pretty far here before he runs into a castle. There he goes. And blue is going to, at the very least, lose all of his base. Blue has no clue this just happened. And gray says, am sneaking for the emperor. And dies. Okay, so gray's final words go over to purple, who's going to be very happy to see how this has gone. The explosion will happen. Blue realized what just happened. The indicator's there. And blue just says, run! And the king is going to run to the north. I mean, blue will definitely survive. But I don't think this is going to increase blue's chances of winning this game. Oh, no! Everything that was important, except for his king, just went down. He's lost everything. And so purple's probably laughing right now. He can't believe it, that he somehow lucked himself into this position. All the potential competition he would have had on his own team is out of the picture. But purple does have 3 people that might see him as the enemy. Purple is expecting, as purple's losing his Mamelukes, he's expecting green to follow up on their deal. But if I'm green, I might not do that. Oh, shoot. Or maybe I would do that. By the way, blue sniped 3 kings this game. So it would be a pretty harsh way to go. And here comes green. Green is going to try and kill blue while blue is at his weakest point. Okay, this would be so epic. Blue is making a transport ship for a daring escape. Because of this river here, he might actually have the time to hop in the transport, cross the river, and then make a beeline over to green's base. Purple, I think, just raided green as well. They are still enemies. Orange is asking for help, asking for green's help. And Commander Keen tells blue there is a bounty on your head. Well, at least you're telling him why. I don't know if that'd make me feel better or worse. I think that might actually make me feel worse. Don't try and act like that makes it okay. Just because you're getting paid a little bit of cash here. He's like, we could have traded. You could have had as much money as you wanted if you were just a little bit patient. So green says, after blue, I'll help you. But green probably doesn't realize the king has made a move. He just researched treason. Blue just researched treason as well, right before he loses his final castle. So he'll know where green's king is. He actually can see a lot of the base here because of the trade from his teammates too. And blue is asking green to stop. Purple's going to orange now. And says, hey, orange, only to you. Green is too strong. And green is top scorer. And he's going to try and make a deal with orange against green. So, I mean, I said earlier in the game, it's like what we think of purple is really going to be based on the result, right? A lot of people would consider him a snake. for not working with his full team. But now, like, this has kind of worked out for him. And now he sees blue. But wait, purple, it benefits you for blue to explode green. Don't kill it. If anything, you escort it. There it goes. Don't kill it. The Mamelukes are a little bit faster, so he could get the kill. It really would be next level to just let this king move, walk away. Blue is distracting with the sheep. Nice strategies. Let blue get close. Blue is very close. The king is in the corner for green. Green might not be able to escape. And the Mamelukes are distracted. The king from blue is making a move. Meanwhile, green is like, where is the king? And purple's here too. Green is coming all the way home. Green is coming all the way home. The king is in his base. Here come the Magyar Hussar to save the king. The king is going to run to the corner. Can he get far enough away from this explosion? He might not be able to escape. Ah! Blue needs to run as far to the corner as possible. Okay, it dies. And the king is here. Guys, this is so close. Like, I think this is close enough. The king's in the corner where the market from green actually goes down. Oh, he deleted the market. Okay, he deletes the market so he's as far into the corner as possible. Blue's markets might go down, and green just is praying. No way, dude. No way. Green survives. And he now needs to head to safety. And there might not be safety because purple's in his base. And Commander Keen says orange now purple. I don't think he realizes that purple is slaughtering him. But if he does realize that, he needs to hop into the TC. You gotta hide. Oh, man. Oh, man. Purple's on the run from orange. Average rye bread consumer has made a move on purple. Holy crap. And then green is still out in the open. And like, this is craziness right now. Oh, man, there's so much to look at the same time. Green's got to gather up his army and get home. Or maybe he's got to go get purple. I don't know, but purple does still have castles here, so he might survive this. Yeah, it looks like he will survive this. Holy crap. You could tell purple, everyone was just like in a big panic there. Who's in the best position here? I mean, maybe purple because of resources, but the resources look really good for orange. The resources look really good for green. This could still go to anybody. And I think green still thinks he has an alliance with purple. And he says, unenemy then, you are killing me. And I'm going to assume purple didn't... maybe at one point he wanted to do that, but maybe now he realizes he needs an alliance. Green's got, like, an army here. He's got an army here. He's got an army here. He's got armies everywhere. And then orange just cleared out. Like, purple barely has a base. So even with purple's resources, he'll struggle to produce a lot. What a game. Now, orange is going to go to green and asking about help with purple. So, I don't know, like... Purple is bottom scores, and orange is top score, and orange is pretty close to green. So I think it's natural for green to work with purple for now. But it is still an interesting scenario. Wow, it's like... We got a love triangle here. Orange says, yes, I'll help you, purple. And purple says, so orange, if you can read, better than joining lobby, 11. Oh my god. Purple! Don't make fun of his ability to join the lobbies because we had an issue setting up the game. That's what he's making a joke. And this guy, he's making fun of him. He says, if you can read, better than joining lobbies. We must work together here. And it doesn't seem like orange is gonna shy away from a deal there because orange is being raided by green right now. And that's interesting. I guess maybe when Commander Keen says, yes, I help perp, he wasn't saying, yes, I help against purple. He was saying, I'm helping purple. Well, it's 2v1 against orange. And we'll see if orange can survive. It actually ends up being pretty nice that his king is down here. I was critical of it earlier in the game. But now it makes a lot of sense. They really don't have siege to take out orange's castle? They may struggle a little bit with this many scorpions, but orange is clearly struggling right now and is calling them backstabbers, which honestly would be pretty accurate. I think everyone here is a backstabber except for orange. Orange kind of fought with the team, whatever that team was, most of this game. Commander Keen drops the "it is good to be the king" taunt. Don't count your eggs before they hatch, my friend, because that could come back to bite you in the ass, or you're just going to look like an absolute god, one or the other. And Orange says, I won't go out without a fight. I mean, last we checked, Orange has the resources, and I know Orange is losing stuff right now, but Orange is still gathering up a pretty big force down here. 40 Scorpions with infantry in front could be strong enough to hold against this. And then, like, Purple is going to have to travel across the whole map to help, and is, like, healing, is using Yellow's Monk to heal Hussars right now. Like, Purple is not going to come help. This is a 1v1. That kind of reminds me of the monks healing the elephants in Lowy the Legends the other day. But Purple knows this is going to be a long one. It has already been a long one. I don't know how long that's going to take. Purple signals this. So he's pointing out where the king is for Orange. But Orange is held and will probably take out the castle here from Green. Just needs to get the Rams there. And Purple has been trying to be passive and let others fight all game. Yeah, I mean, there was a shift, right? Initially, Purple wasn't helping any of his team. Then he was fighting against everyone but Sally. And I was unsure if it was intentionally passive at times from Purple or maybe more of a skill issue, right? I couldn't tell. Because still, like, Purple's had a lot of time to reboom. Haven't seen a ton of that. I do think, you know, all three of these players, they weren't favored to make it to the final three. This game is hard, and they're not as good as maybe Lorhay or Sally were. Or Yellow. Green hasn't received any support from his supposed ally. And says, where is Purple? Wait, he is still enemy to me. Is he actually? Oh my god, Purple didn't turn him back to ally. And now Purple says, don't do it. And now Commander Keen is asking Orange for peace. So Purple's inability to ally someone and support them when he makes a deal is going to hurt him now. Commander Keen says he is using us. Oh, Purple, you better wise up. You better speak fast here, pal. Because Green just allied Orange. Orange says, I don't know if I can trust you again. Which is so funny. Orange is scarred by war. Oh, this is what a brutal community game will do to you. Commander Keen is apologizing. Feels really bad. He says, I'm so sorry. Forgive my mistake. Meanwhile, Purple can see this apology and see what's happening. So they're all like making up and making out right now. And Purple's actually going to go for the snipe. Also, Orange might go for the snipe. He says, apology accepted. I gave you a relic. Purple's just going right through. Green, you have to remember to enemy this guy then. Purple says, just do it as we agreed. Oh, man. I like how, like, forceful that the wording is. Because you can't try and play nice now. You have to hope to work on honor. Orange says BFF question mark. And asks for BFF as he rolls up with Rams underneath the castle where Green is hiding. But does he regret this? He seems to be regretting it. And Green says, until death. Well, until who dies? Does that mean he can kill you? Orange says, good. Green is making progress on Orange. Purple is making some progress. Or sorry, Green is making progress on Purple, rather. The Mamelukes are here from Purple. But they will not be able to last against these Scorpions. And I don't think Purple has the ability to beat two players who have this much army. Purple can only run in and snipe somebody or somehow change their minds diplomatically. And I don't think purple's in a great position to do so. Because what just happened was a really big deal. The fact that we had green and orange after that big fight ally again. They're not going to turn back so easily. And so, I think purple might be the next to go down, but it might take some time. Also, purple... Oh, he's allied green again? So, he's allied to green, and maybe he doesn't know he allied green. I think he's going to realize now. And yeah, he realized now. Okay. Now, Mamelukes are insane, and last I checked, purple has lots of resources. Purple's got 50k food and 50k gold, which is way more than the other two have combined. So, if purple can hold on long enough, then maybe purple can 1v2 them. But last I checked, he needs more production buildings. He's just got a couple stables and 2 castles. And his king is moving, but just switching castles. Here comes some rams. Little choo-choo. Here comes some rams. Mamelukes here are going to be flattened by the scorpions. Some scorpions will go down. The Mamelukes are pretty good, strong against them too, but that's a big death ball. Orange will probably not take out the castle, but it is a distraction as green's cav archers and trebs are here, and this will likely be the end for purple. We are close. I just don't think he has the production to deal with this. And even if he had more production, it's 1v2. Green has 180 military, and orange has 150. You can't, as one individual, compete with this unless you maybe have siege onager or something that can flatten a bunch of army. The scorpions are probably going to be on the way. Now, maybe orange and green will start to think about sniping each other again, right? Because they've got purple on the brink of defeat. But they might need to finish the job first because purple's, producing more now in a panic. Here comes another choo-choo, as orange so nicely put it. And I think the choo-choo will not be enough. The Mameluke Hussar from purple are holding. And he panic queued here. He queued up like 15 trebs. So I don't know if the trebs are going to help him, but the Mamelukes they do an amazing job if they get close. Orange really needs to bring those scorpions, but orange may see them as like necessary defense. There's not a lot around this castle where the king is. Better defense for green. Green is my favorite to win right now. Just because I think he's controlling his army a little bit better. He's got more defense. Also, I think having Magyars against Celt Scorpions could be pretty nice because you have the Magyar Hussar, so. Orange did have that opportunity to try and snipe green, but they had just agreed to be friends again. And I think orange fights with a decent amount of honor. Purple cannot lose these castles. Even losing one would cut the Mameluke production, the Treb production in half. That's so many cav archers. Orange says, we'll get there. We'll do this. Remember, green and orange were allied for so long. And then the alliance fell apart because things got crazy. But they've since renewed their vows. And they're fighting together to kill off purple, who was never really the most allegiant to any squad. But I'll tell you this. Purple did a really good job to end up getting into third place. I wouldn't have predicted purple get there based on some of the earlier things. They went to marriage counseling? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's their business. Clearly, there's been a change of heart. Purple in a panic. Really should maybe produce some camels here, but maybe misclick the knights. I don't know. Saracens only get knight. They don't get cavalier. And oh, the ultimate choo-choo is on the way. The only thing purple could try now is to run with the king and try and kill somebody with it. Like he tried to suggest to others to do earlier in the game. But I don't know if he'd be able to escape here. And orange just says, die, purple. Remember, purple made fun of his ability to join the lobby like 10 minutes ago. This might be personal now. In all fairness, it was kind of rough, orange. I'm glad we got you in the game eventually, though, because you've had a good one. The king cannot cross the water. So it is trapped here, and it will likely die here. And then there should be an immediate turn from green and orange on each other. It's going to be tough for orange. He's essentially going to bring all the siege over here for nothing. There's going to be no player to defeat anymore. And purple goes down. Okay. So I don't think there'd be any hard feelings at this point if the players would immediately turn on each other. The explosion will happen. Green and orange both realize this. Now, do they turn on each other right now? Oh, God, I want to see these scorpions kill stuff. Do they turn? Or do they wait? What happens? Again, explosion will happen. Oh, God, orange traveled all that way. Oh, what an expensive loss. Orange's turn. And Commander Keen is asking for an arena finish, so they might make a deal. And Commander Keen wants bombard cannons and kings. But neither civ gets bombard cannons, so that's going to be kind of awkward. Green feels bad. He says, I feel bad for turning on you, man. And orange says, I have no bombard, I think. And they seem to really love each other, guys. I know you guys want blood, but sometimes the better story is when a friendship is formed. Commander Keen says, perp tricked me. No. Not tricked. Paid. You got paid off. All right? You got paid off. But anyways, orange says it's all forgotten. Orange doesn't have to know that. And orange seems pretty cool. Okay, so they've got 100... Like, this is 161 cav archers from green. That is so many cav archers. And then how many scorpions does orange have right now? Orange is 37 here. I mean, cav archers don't kill... Oh, God, and there's another 40 here. So, let's see how they decide to do this. It's been a long game. I've seen people not want it to drag on, especially if they have respect, and they might have some type of an arrangement. Every time someone tries to make a deal, it really... I think it's not as good as what they're envisioning in their minds, but let's see. The last time we had a Treb war, it was pretty pathetic. It's been a while. And orange says, I'll send one Treb and a king. Well, obviously you're going to want a Treb war because you're Celts. Your Treb fires faster, you sneaky guy. Yeah, dude, I think we should go. I'm thinking, like, how about we go for one siege weapon each? Let's go. Why don't we go siege onagers? Meanwhile, Magyars just have onager. Okay, so here's the arena. Has to be a rule against this. Chat, can we just enjoy how this finishes instead of being so judgy? It's all good. These two were best pals. This has been a stressful situation. And, you know, one of them may have been paid off against the other one. But, like, they've gotten here to a place of understanding. Also, if we're going to have this epic finish, are we really going to have Palisades as part of this wall? What type of budget production are we running here? Palisades? Can you not get some... Can you not buy some stone? You have 5,000 golds. Buy a little bit of stone so this doesn't look like a low budget production? This is where orange goes, all right, bro, just send your king. Meanwhile, he's got scorpions everywhere. Orange says, I don't want to fight anymore. There was so much betrayal here. Okay, well, Orange, this is where I think it'd be so funny is right after you say that, when his king shows up, you kill it. I'm an evil person, but, like, you have so much army around. It'd be so funny if you say that and then you actually kill him. Now Orange is offering onager. Well, yeah, again, he gets siege onager. And the onagers fire faster. But maybe it doesn't matter who wins. Maybe they feel like they both won now. But this is the big finish? You can make it more epic than whatever this is. There's a hole in the wall. It's part palisade, part stone. All right, green goes in. Orange isn't here yet, bro. Okay, orange is on the way. They're not gonna backstab each other. Okay. Here we go. There's a zebra here. There's a couple sheep. And orange says Scorps are spectators. Yep. That's what they are. And then green tells them to send it away. Well, it's pretty rude. They bought tickets to the show. To send them away after they already bought tickets is pretty rough, but okay. All right, so orange is going to wall it in with palisades. There's a treb from orange, and there's a treb. There's still 2 scorpions here, guys. What are you trying to pull here, bro? Sneaky. Commander Keen sees it, and he says these 2. And orange is acting like he doesn't see it. Okay, he deletes them. He probably didn't see it. All right, the big finish. Here we go. Orange already unpacked the treb. Green says, let's go. Green needs to unpack the treb. They're going to turn on each other. A big finish.
Yes.
We have waited 3 hours for this. Oh my God. That looks like it hit it. Did that not hit the king? Are you not going to move? Really? That's the finish? That's the big finale, the big treb battle? Orange, your king didn't even move. Maybe he thought that was the deal, you know? Maybe he didn't know that you could micro it. He said he was ready. Honestly, that ending is way better than the alternative, which could be the treb shots never hitting, and that takes 10 minutes. And then they both say, wait, let's not do trebs. Let's do something else. And then they make another decision on another deal, and maybe they build an even worse little arena. So, man, what a game. Commander Keen wins. But also big respect to Orange there for accepting the alliance with Green. Had they not accepted the alliance, it would have been more interesting with Purple, right? But Purple just couldn't keep up with the 2 of them. Man, I did not expect these 3 to be the final 3. The fact that we didn't have Sally or Lorhe after how well known they are was a shock to me. Also, it's also kind of a shock. Look at the king kills. Blue killed 3 people. Green killed 3 people. Red ended up killing 1. Of course, he killed him with his king. So, well done to Blue. I know Blue died off in this game. Well played to Blue for the role that Blue played earlier on in the game. It was essentially a 4v4 or a 4v3 that turned into madness once everyone died. And that's the beauty of community games, man. You never really know what's going to happen, even if you think certain things are going to happen. Green killed over 2,000 units. He had 170 cav archers at the end of that game. He just lost so much eco, I guess, and had his military QW. Magyars living the dream there. Here's the res collected. It was really even as far as this is concerned. Everyone actually had fairly decent trade. I know it might not look like it here, but it felt like that was the case. Sally and Average Rybread and Commander Keen had the better trade route, though, because remember where the fights were happening. Fights were happening down here near the river, which is directly where 4 people were trading. So that would make sense. But there was like, what, 500,000 gold on this map? So you didn't need to have a lot of trade profit to have a lot of gold. Over 110,000 golds collected there by Lorhe, despite not having that much trade. Man, I have to sneeze. I really have to sneeze. And I'm fighting it right now. So YouTube, I really hope you enjoyed that. This is basically my outro. I thought I was going to say something more important than that and more epic than that to get you to really end this video with enjoyment, but I got to sneeze. So thank you for watching very much. Goodbye. Guys, I'll be right back.